before it's all over, and we got a long road ahead of us, I don't think you can actually clean up Washington, D.C. I don't think you can fix it. It's already fixed. President Trump's going to have to invite all of his contractor buddies. They're going to have to put a fence around D.C., 3 layers deep. You're going to have to pamphlet the city. Anybody that wants out, we got metal detectors, and you're going to get strip searched. You're not getting out with any of the evidence. Anybody that wants to stay, you're an enemy combatant. We're going to flood the city and wash it out. We're going to divert the Potomac. We're going to watch where the water comes out of those slimy holes. I don't care if they're 200 miles away. And then, after we've flushed it clean about 3 times, because we're not taking any chances with any of our guys, then we're going in, we're going door to door, and we're going to clean that place out, and we're not going to occupy it again. We're just going to leave it fenced up as a spectacle to the world of the insanity of these groups that have tried to manipulate us. And we're going back to right thinking, godly thinking, sound thinking.
Doc Holliday, how about that?
And welcome, guys. Welcome to Thursday night, guys. Just before I get into the podcast, can someone do me a huge favor and do our other freedom fighters a favor? Can someone go, because you're all definitely on Freedom Jeff, can you just click the page? There's 3 little dots on top. If you want to hit those 3 little dots, get the link. So we'll say copy link, and then go to Jeff Freedom and put the link in my status. Because what that'll do is the people that are expecting me to do a live on Jeff Freedom will be able to watch it. I would have to run downstairs to get the computer and do it from the Freedom Jeff page. And I mean, if I do that, guys, it's going to take some time, because I just remembered I can't personally post on my Facebook wall from this account, from the Jeff Freedom account. I have to do it from Freedom Jeff. But unfortunately, it's on my laptop downstairs. And I just remembered 2 minutes before going on. I was like, oh, my God, I'm dumb tonight because too much sun today, as you guys can see with my face. So if someone can do that, guys, that'd be greatly appreciated for the people. So if you don't know how to do it, it's very simple. The Freedom Jeff, the video you're watching right now, hit the page where, it gets bigger. 3 little dots on the top right. Click those 3 dots. You'll see copy link. Then go to the Jeff Freedom page on my wall, and then put it in my status, or how you put things on people's walls. And that, I mean, everyone will be greatly appreciated, so we can get our numbers up, so we can have the Freedom family here. Because can anybody do that for me? I just did it, bro. Ron, thanks a lot, brother. I knew you guys would come through because I totally forgot. As you can see, I am literally, my back is burnt. But anyway, I hope you guys love that intro. I hope you guys love that intro, which we'll just be talking about in a second. So welcome to Thursday night, to the Freedom Fighters, to my Canadian patriots, to our American family, to our common sensors, to our purebloods, to once upon a time our purebloods. Let's start it off with the shout outs, and then I'll get to the video. So first shout outs going out to Sean, brother from a different mother, from Oshawa, Mr. Gilles Bourgeois. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. Miss Yolanda, Brent, American family, all the way from, if I'm not mistaken, North Carolina. Brent, Sharon from Winnipeg, got something for you in Winnipeg, Sharon. Miss Nancy, how you doing, Elizabeth, from Vancouver Island, if I'm not mistaken. Vincent, brother from a different mother, from Rishabaktu. Roland, Miss Taraz, how you doing, Linda from Pennsylvania. Miss Nancy, and of course Ron from the Peg area. Miss Eagles from Ontario, and from Moncton, Miss Anna Gallant, my cousin, Dale Robar from Nova Scotia, Miss Juanita, Mike from Riverview, Dan Marsh, Miss Denise Duadon, Camaro Chevy Girl from Nova Scotia, and of course, Donnelly from BC, Miss Annette, brother from a different mother, Joelle, who's watching on YouTube, Elizabeth's from Fort Nelson, BC. How you doing, Debbie Gray, Mr. Dan Sear, Nick says, hi, everyone. Jeff, thanks for the water filter machine. Looks great, dude. If you guys would have seen, I went to put a water machine, reverse osmosis, in Nick's place today. And his dad was there because Nick works at a delivering company. And when I shocked his water, show him his dad what they were really drinking, his dad, his face. If I would have snapped the photo, shoot. Let me see if I can bring it up here, guys. Let me just for a second. I'm going to see if I can bring it up really fast. But anyway, while I'm doing, I can do two things at once. Is how you doing, Catalyst? I don't know, Catalyst on YouTube. All right, just a second here. I want to bring up a picture just to show you what Nick and his family were drinking for, well, since the beginning of time, I guess. It wasn't too great, but I'm going to show you guys how it's very important, guys. Very, very, very important with these, what they're doing to our water. Because this is they're on a well, and even being on a well, you would think the water would be better, but it's not. This is a well, guys, that people line up. Where Nick's family lives, people line up, okay, down the street. Lots of cars line up to go to this place. It's off the side of the road, and it's got a hose coming out from the ground, and it's water coming out. So everyone's like, "Oh my God, spring water! Let's get to it!" And they're lined up with jugs and jugs. Well, this is the same well that they're lining up for. This is what it tested back. Now, that was Nick's water today, guys. When I tested it and agitated it, basically I shocked it. When I shock the water, what it does, it shows what's actually in the water. So the pure water is at the bottom. Whatever's in the water will come up on top. And if you can see, you got orange there. That's from the copper piping. You got some black from heavy metal. You got the blues and the greens, which you want to stay away from. The blues and the greens are carcinogenic, arsenic, pesticides, you name it. Everything you can imagine. But I'm going to go with pesticides and arsenic for this. So yeah, that's what they were drinking. And can you imagine your kidneys filtered that? So that stuff stays in your kidneys. So it's no wonder that the kidney cancer is on the rise everywhere, just to let you know. So anyway, he's going to love his water now. It's really disgusting. The stuff I see in water, guys, and I showed you. How you doing, David? And the stuff I show you guys, I sent a video where it was a woman, and I think you guys remember, on the WEF, and she literally said in front of the conference, and if you guys didn't see the video, I think I have it somewhere. She said they were expecting to get more people on the vaccinations, on the COVID jabs, and because they didn't get enough of the people that they were hoping to get, they're going after the water. And she literally said it on camera in a conference that they're going after the water. And mark you, they are going after the water. Now, the only machine to stop, to take away mRNA or any kind of graphene oxide is a reverse osmosis machine. That's probably why it's going to be harder and harder in the future for me to get this machine. I only can get 10 a month. That's the shitty part, because if I could, I would order 100 of them, because it's just a matter of time before they say, that's it, we're done. We're not going to be able to get them. Right? Because they're going to make it impossible for us to live healthy. Anyway, I hope you guys, and the funny thing is Nick messaged me today. He's like, listen, man, he said, my parents want a machine at their place too. Because Nick's father was at his place, watching over his house while Nick was working. So yeah, they're on the same well because they just live down the street. So it was an eye opener for them, for the sister. How you doing, May? Let me see here. I bought some of the good water that you tested. That was the safest one today, Jeff. I didn't like that it was in a plastic bottle, though I poured it in a glass. It tastes so good. Yeah, it's Aquafina, and that's the shitty part. It's in a plastic bottle. So depending on how long it sat in the plastic bottle for, The water eats away the plastic, which is BPA's, and then again BPA's plastic, in the system's not any better. So that's the only thing, Aquafina. But that's what you're drinking when you're doing these reverse osmosis. Can you sell the big one that's in the showroom, Jeff? Can you sell the big one that's in the showroom? You mean the softener machines, Denise? Are you talking the big water softeners because you're on hard water? Yeah, of course. I got those too. I can get those too. The softeners, the softening machines. Yeah, that's not a problem to get. I'm not going to say they're a BITCH to set up properly, but it can be done, obviously. But yeah, it's also can be done. But anyway, I hope you guys love the intro video, because at the end of the day, when people say nothing is happening behind the scenes, well, that intro video, if you guys didn't see it, go back at the end of the show and look at the intro video, because there was a lot of things that we remembered that we probably forget that happened during the COVID days. And when Washington, D.C., when we seen the troops, the fences and all that, there was stuff going on, but people tend to forget. And I hope you don't forget, because I showed you that video of 1 minute and 20 seconds of what they actually did. All right. And there's no surprise. But are there bigger reverse osmosis tanks? Yeah, there is actually, Denise. I just installed one in Big Cove, and one of the stores, he does coffee, and it's a big tank that I installed at one of their coffee shops. So yes, it can be done. I don't know why you would want a bigger tank. That's something, just send me a message and we'll talk about. All right. So first things first, guys, let's do a couple videos and a couple things. But before we get to the video, let's check this out, because this is a reality check for the people. You know how we do it. We start off with the boring stuff in Canada. It's more like a distraction for what the real stuff is going around. Please don't be so distracted. Don't be so disturbed of what's happening in Canada, because at the end of the day, whatever happens in the United States is going to affect the world. With that being said, I know what we're going through in Canada, especially with the immigration, but it will eventually come to a halt, and these people will be shipped back. I just don't know how they're going to do it, to be honest with you. But check this out. This is a very common sense question that someone put out there. This one says her ex account is pissed off. So holy blank, did the rapture happen already and all the Canadians disappeared? I go to the bank, it's an Indian. Well, here in my community, if I go to the bank, it's African. Grocery store, Indian. Gas station, Indian. Drive-through, Indian. Corner store, Indian. Mom's old folks home, Indians. Down here, it's Africans. Airport security, definitely Indian. Deliveries, definitely Indian. Support workers, definitely Indian. I have a guy that lives in my apartment, has a support worker, is an Indian. If you, one of our fellow patriots who passed away, Alan and his beautiful wife, Brenda, they sent over 2 Indians to help him for support, and she kicked them out. ICBC, Indian. She says, where did all the white people go? And that's a good question. Where did they go? Well, most of them, believe it or not, most of them have taken the jab. So a lot of them are dying of health problems, dying of turbo cancer, struggling with stress, because when you take the vaccination, it not only kills your body and ruins your immune system, but it messes around with your pineal gland, and it also messes around with your brain, right? That's just common sense, because I, without saying any names, was talking to a few ladies this week when I was installing the reverse osmosis machine, and unfortunately they're awake like us, but they took the vaccination, but they took it for different reasons. One, I think, for traveling. So I kind of hope I didn't scare them. Sorry guys, I had to adjust that camera. So I hope I didn't scare them, but I literally had to say what I had to say. I said, did you know that when you take the vaccination, you sold your soul to the devil? And they were kind of, what? I said, well, you sold your soul to the devil, because now not only are you not God's creation, because you took out your DNA that is by God, but you added an mRNA, which makes you not human. But I said the whole point of the vaccination was to sell your soul to God, sell your soul to the devil, meaning you took out you replace your DNA, but that's not the kicker. The kicker is there's people selling their souls to fly. Remember that? Sold their souls to keep their jobs. Sold their souls for a damn donut. Sold their souls for fries. Sold their souls to get into arenas. Sold their souls to get into restaurants. Sold their souls. You understand? That is a contract of selling your soul, in case you guys were confused. All right? I just unconfused you. All right? But here's another conspiracy, guys, if you don't believe Satan's not around. How you doing, Jody Gold? Ron, I'm keeping a close eye. Ireland. Yeah, I hope they F shit up down there in Ireland, buddy. Let's just put it that way. I'm waiting for the immigrants to go back. We'll see. Praise the Lord. Here's one for you guys. All right? Check this out. This will blow your guys' mind. All right? Think Nova Scotia got ice cream? Yeah, there was ice cream, donuts, coffee, you name it. In Quebec, they were doing a lottery. Remember the lottery? They're doing the lottery, $1 million lottery. And in the States, it was like burgers and fries and stuff like that. How you doing, Nadia? So check this out, guys. Here's a little thing to freak you out. All right? If you don't believe if Satan's not here and all that. Okay? So check this out. Number one, I want some crowd interaction, obviously, because I love it when you guys interact, but I can't stay long on it. How you doing, Pauline Book? Okay, and that's another one, selling your soul for the hospitals too. A lot of people, because of the internal operating now in their bodies, but they couldn't go to the hospital. The hospitals weren't accepting them and all that stuff. So basically, they really, the government and the elites really did dirty, which would be Satan, right? Satan's people. All right. You guys want to see a conspiracy or coincidence? Because I don't think anybody really paid attention to a lot of things. But anyway, check this out. All right, ready for this, guys? What month is Pride Month? It's a very simple grade 1 question for you. All right, what month is Pride Month? We'll give you guys that. How you doing, Louis Paquette? Oh, everyone's getting it. June. All right, perfect. Here's the second question. Ready for this, guys? Second question. When does Pride Day officially start? Let's see if you guys got this one. It's the month, but what day of the month does Pride start? There's a day in the month that it actually starts officially. Maybe you guys didn't know the answer for this one. Okay, Sean says June 1st. Of course, people are going to say June 1st. Nope. When does it usually, Juanita says the 19th. Nope. June bugs month. Yeah, that's pretty much what it used to be. Cecile got the answer. 6. That's right. Cecile got it. Tina got it. Tina Poirier got it. 6. That's right. June the 6th. So here we go, guys. Stop answering because the answer is 6. All right? All right. You ready for this? All right. Third question. What number out of 1 to 12 is June? Anybody? We all know that answer. That's another great one question. So what number is June in the calendar? Anybody? 6. 6, 6. Okay, so June is the 6th, correct? Pride starts on the 6th. And how many colors in the Pride flag, guys? How many colors in the Pride flag? Yeah, Tadaj, you got 666, but where did you get the other 6? That's right. 6. There's 6 colors in the Pride flag. Coincidence, guys? Or conspiracy? Coincidence or conspiracy? June 6th. Starts June the 6th. 6, and there's 6 colors in the Pride flag, even though we know there's 7 colors in the rainbow. So Dale says, holy shit. That's just creepy, right? Isn't it creepy? Yeah, I thought it was pretty creepy, but I didn't really come up with that one. I'll give it to this kid. Check this out.
Look how the enemy tried to use what God used and made for pervertedness. Y'all take a look at this video.
Why does the pride flag have 6 colors while God's rainbow has 7? You know, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I personally don't believe in coincidences. On a biblical term, 6 means human imperfection, weakness, and incompletion. This is not a coincidence. I ask myself, why is Pride Month on June? I go and I search and I find that June is the 6th month. I search up pride parades near me, and the date so happens to fall on June 6th. I put all of these things together. 6 colors, 6th month, the 6th day. That would mean it's 666.
They not gonna like what the Bible says either. If a man lies with a male as a woman, both of them have committed an abomination, and they shall surely be put to death. Their blood is upon them. And look what Israel is even doing, bro. This is just so demonic. I'll get into a deeper topic on this next video.
So I'm not going to take the credit from that kid. All right. Because that was, Debbie says, can you send this video here? Debbie, send me, you'll have to send me a message on Messenger to get that video, guys. Right. So yeah, with that being said, there's no coincidence and you've seen it, but what did you notice at the very end? Okay. We're going to get into history again. What did you notice? Ready for the history? What did you notice at the very end of that video of what country? If you guys were paying attention, what country, without trying to give the answer? The Jews. The Jews, yeah, Israel. Israel is heaven, guys. Israel. You guys have got it. Israel, Israel. Yeah, there you go. All right, so Israel is having, like you've seen it, the biggest gay pride events of the entire world. And Israel, which I've already told you, I dislike Jews as much as I hate Muslims. All right. So with that being said, all right, you ready for this? Even though most of you already know this, why is Israel having the biggest gay events of all the world? All right. History repeats itself from 1930. See, Sean's getting to where I'm going with this. All right. So with the whole thing with Hitler, all right, Hitler back in the day in 1930s, the Jews, especially the Jews, bombarded Germany, and they were all, not all, I'm not going to say all. The Jews were bombarding Germany with transgenderism, gay, everything of that. Okay, everything perverted. Look, Sean says, I'm German. See, even Sean knows the answer. I'm German, he says. Yeah, all that perverted stuff. This is why Hitler came into power, not only to save his country, and when they said lock up the Jews because he wanted to abolish or distinguish or disintegrate all, wipe out all the Jews. It had nothing about wiping out all the Jews. It literally was like a religious war because they came into Germany with their whole, that whole gay stuff, trying to bring, like I said, Satan and Israel is the same thing. That's why Jews never really had their own country. So that's why in 1945, okay, or 46 or 47, but I'm thinking 1945, with World War II, obviously they're going against Hitler, right? Satan was going against Hitler, not the world and all the world leaders going against Germany on purpose because they were telling the world that Germany were trying to dominate the world. And if you have some kind of common sense, you have a little country like Germany, just a little country, and you're going to tell me this little country is going to try to dominate the world. Make that make sense, because this little country had as much chance of dominating the world as Jeff Freedom play in NHL at 53 years old. That's as much as the odds. But because Satan, Jews, all right, I said that completely, Jews, especially Zionist Jews, with the whole gay stuff, they, Rockefellers, Rothschilds, took a piece of Palestine and stuck a country there and called it Israel. And that's how Israel was formed. That's why you see Palestine losing their shit on the streets today, because they know that the Jews captured the best piece of Palestine and literally put Israel there. Israel was never in the Bible, just in case you didn't know. People used to say, no, Jeff, Israel's been in the Bible for hundreds of years. No, the Bible was rewritten and rewritten and rewritten. All right. So we'll just leave it to that. So this is why the whole thing, and I've already did a video on what Germany became in the 30s. All right. What's this? The Jews shit started in Germany way before Hitler and even got into position. Of course. Yeah, Ron, I think Hitler only came in power. I don't know if you guys want to look it up for me. I think it's 33, 34, 35, around those years. But he came into power because of what the Rothschilds banking did to the economy. And of course, with the Jewish people literally tearing the pretty much what the Africans are doing right now in Europe, as you guys see. All right. As you can see, is it 1948 Israel? Okay, the World War II started in 1945, so that would make sense. But anyway, that's the history. That is the plot. In case you guys didn't know, you guys just learned a little bit of history from me. So it is what it is. All right, some more videos. I won't take credit for that. But the things that are happening in Canada, guys, check this out. This is in Calgary. I'm sure you've seen the videos, but this is what the Jews were doing to Germany with Satanism and all that. Is the same thing that's happening in Canada. And what is happening in Canada that is the end times in the Bibles? I remember talking about this, guys. All right. What is the end times? Thank you, Ray. Yeah, World War II was in 1939 to 1944. 1945 when it was all said and done. Yeah, that's what it is. But that's what I mean. World War II stopped in 1945. I know, because my favorite game I used to play at the arcade was called 1945 or 1942. And then they put 1945. But anyway, so what is in, speaking of Satan and the Bible, the fake Bible and stuff like that, what is the times, the showings of the end of times? It's, what's this? Jacob's name was changed to Israel, that the Israel mentioned in the Bible, not a place. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Israel was never a country back in the Bible. Yes, Elizabeth, you're correct. Even though I'm not a Bible thumper because I don't believe in the Bible, the real Bible is somewhere that no one knows. And the Bibles that are out today, we don't know what is good and what is bad. So I just stay neutral. I know personally there's a God, there's Jesus, universe is God to me. And I make my prayers, send out the vibrations to the universe, and it comes back to me. That's how stuff happens. But what I was saying, what is the one insect that is mentioned in the Bible that is the beginning of the end of times, I guess you could say. And I did this a couple of times to show you guys. But what insect is mentioned in the Bible for the end of times? You guys, I'm doing a lot of interaction with you guys today. Let's see if you guys answer that one. Carolyn got it. Correct. The locusts. Correct. The locusts. They just created it to fulfill their sick effing, yep. No, it's the locust, but you were close with the grasshopper. Whoever said grasshopper. Who said grasshopper? Who said grasshopper? I got to find out who said grasshopper. Sean, of course. Of course, Sean. Locust, but you're close, Sean. The locust. And my portray of the locust is, the locust doesn't have to be an insect. And locust is something a living organism, something living, we'll go with that, a living organism that wherever it goes, it destroys whatever is in its path. You following me here? Wherever the locusts go, it destroys whatever is in its path. Okay? So with that being said, This is what's happening all around the world with people like this.
The next Settletown train will arrive in 8 minutes. The next 69th Street train will arrive in 7 minutes.
There was not one Canadian in there. All right, mark my words. Sorry, there was one Canadian white person in there, and we don't even know if he was Canadian. Could have been Ukrainian, because that's in Calgary, and I just came back from Calgary, so no one's going to tell me what I've seen in Calgary. Oh yeah, there's some white people there. No, they were Ukrainians, Yugoslavians, or Russian. But I don't judge anybody when I see a white person. I don't say I think they're real Canadian, because most of them were Ukrainian, just to let you know. So yeah, let that sink in for you guys when it comes to for that. But check this out. I want you guys, since you guys are on a talking interaction, I want you guys to listen to Mark Carney's wife. All right. I want you to pay attention to what she says. We'll see if you guys pick up what she says. Okay. You ready for this? It's only 16 seconds. So put the phone to your ear and tell me what she says. We'll see if you guys pick it up.
Make Canada strong. And Canada poor.
Let's hear that again.
The Prime Minister will make Canada strong. And Canada poor. The Prime Minister will make Canada strong. And Canada poor.
What the fuck?
So yeah, what did you guys hear there? And yes, locusts are symbolic, right? That's what I was trying to say, but I couldn't get it out. Locusts are symbolic. So thank you for that. Yes. So Roy, according to Reformed theology, which is me, sees it as a potentially the rise of Islam. Locusts are symbolic. So you got it right there. So yeah, you guys hit it. And make Canada poor. And these dumb seals in the back didn't even clue in. Ooh, Liberalism is a mental illness, and these people, and I'll say it 100 times more, people that vote liberals need to be depopulated, and that is the best thing, the nicest thing I can say about it after 11 years. These people need to be depopulated or shipped to an island like Survivor Series and dropped off that island to survive for themselves. Okay? Because we're getting to the point that this ain't making any more sense anymore, especially everybody in that crowd that couldn't even pick up what she said there and I hate liberals. I hate liberal voters. I hate liberal voters with a passion. I see red, like, bull fighting. I'm like a bull, which I am. I'm a Taurus. Shows it on my arm there. You see that Taurus right there? That bull with the red eyes you guys can't see? That's a beautiful tattoo. That pretty much resembles myself. I got that in Colombia. That's how I look at a liberal voter now. All right, to be honest with you, like as a red sheet, and I put my horns right through them at this point. And you guys should be doing the same thing, the exact same thing. But I want you guys to see what the truth on Muslims really is, and then we're going to switch to the real stuff.
Surely the majority of Muslims are peaceful people. They just want to live, they want to prosper, they want to have a family, they want to have a good life, right? Surely.
Most of them are peaceful in the sense that they personally do not engage in
violent acts. One thing that needs to be understood with Muslim culture is that it is not just a religion. Muslims see themselves as one entity, as one nation.
The Ummah.
Yeah, the Ummah. And you are supposed to have complete loyalty to that nation, which is why if you leave Islam like me, you become a traitor. You don't just become a former believer, you become a traitor, and as a traitor you are supposed to be killed, executed. And when it comes to a conflict like between Hamas and others, even those who don't necessarily agree with the strategies and attacks of Hamas will not speak against Hamas, because to them this is a fight between their Muslim brothers and those who are their enemies.
I hope you guys were paying attention, because he said what they're trying to do. If you try to get away from being a Muslim, you are a traitor and you should be executed. See what I'm saying? So when someone says there's good Muslims and there's bad Muslims, there's no such thing. The Muslims are the same because they have no other choice to follow the same path. There's no such thing as extremists. Those are just louder Muslims speaking what really needs to be done. You know what I mean? So I think you guys are hoping, I'm hoping I'm getting through you guys when I'm telling you that there's things happening behind the scenes, and don't think because your neighbor is a Muslim that everything's a-okay. All right, one more thing, because I forgot about this. Check this out. This is for you, Ron, in Winnipeg, and for you, Sharon, in Winnipeg. This is a place, we are getting a new kindergarten to grade 8 school in one of our newly built. And this is up, and I'm trying to remember the name of this. Oh my God. Yeah, Transcona. This is Transcona's new school. What do you guys notice on that photo? All right. No different than what the Jews are saying about Goyim, but yeah, it's the same thing. This one's for you, Ron. This is up in your alley. And okay, Miss Eagles, I'm gonna talk about that in a second after we get to this one, because you're not gonna like this. All right. So what do you see in that photo, guys? This is in Winnipeg. Transcona. Yep. Trash Kona. Yep. You see all that? All migrants. One. Well, I don't want to count, but let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So out of 20 people in that picture, I don't know if the girl behind the counter is white, but we see one white person. And the funny thing is they're trying to make it, with the white girl in the front holding, or I don't know if she's just taking a picture, or they're trying to make them look like a couple. I don't know what it's trying to do, but either way, is the chick behind the desk white? That's a good question, dude. I don't know if she's white or could be Mexican. To be honest with you, I think she's more Mexican, or maybe native. I don't know. She doesn't look white, but yeah, all immigrants. They're showing you guys. And you know what the messed up thing is there is this is not a lie, guys. There's a liberal, and I thought I had him. I don't. Shoot. There is a liberal, get this, guys, and I don't know if you know this, but there's a liberal politician that is trying to put an act, or trying to put a bill through to name July Somalian Heritage Month. I'm not making this up. There's a liberal MP in the House of Commons that is drawing up a bill, and this was on the other day. I want to show it Monday, to change July to recognize Somalians. I didn't make that up, guys. Somalians, for all what they've done. Guys, if I didn't have a son, there'd be a lot of people being picked off. I'm so happy I have a son that I love, because it would be Justin Bork all over again with politicians and people. So this is what's happening in Ontario, speaking of Somalian. That's right, guys. The city just landed. They're doing 100,000 square foot. I'm not lying, guys. this is from the taxpayers. Toronto are doing 100,000 square foot Somalian community center that they just got. The city land on $1 per year lease, and $20 million are from the federal government. It's supposed to be net zero luxury facility with pools, gym, and more, while Canadians pay record taxes and struggle with housing. These welfare recipients, because that's what most of them are, Somalians with an IQ of 68, close to a retard has 70, just to let you know. A retarded person, okay, and I don't want to pick on the retarded people, probably liberal voters, they have an IQ of 70. A average Somalian person has 68. They're going to do this in Ontario. So someone just mentioned about Doug Ford. All right. Yeah, exactly. All exposure showing how corrupt Canadian politician is. Now, someone just mentioned, and he's white. Yeah, I mean, he's doing it for the money, Ray. Yeah, I saw the clip of him wanting to drop the bill in July, and he's white. Yeah, no. They're doing this. They're doing this on purpose, and I'm going to get to Holt in a second, guys. I'm going to make this really fast because I want to get a little bit on the states. All right. So with that being said, what I was going to talk about is, the Somalian people. And someone mentioned about Ford's rating went down. That's not a good thing. Does anybody know why Ford's rating or his polls are going down 20%? Why is that a bad thing? Does anybody know the answer? How you doing, Karen? Anybody? Hi, Miss Kim. Does anybody know that's a no-no for Doug Ford, even though I hate the guy with a passion? All right? We can't have Doug Ford's rating go down. Well, for the people in Ontario. Do you know why, guys? Does anybody know the answer why? That would be a very bad thing for Ontario. Miss Eagle says because a brown person will get in. She's right. I showed that the other night. The new liberal leader in Ontario, it's a Punjab, just to let you know. I've shown that Monday night. If you guys didn't see the video Monday night, go look. I can't pronounce his name, and I took it out. All right, just to let you know. So as much as I hate Doug Ford with a passion, okay, if Doug Ford loses to a liberal, it's a Pakistan. Now we have a Paki Punjab as a premier of Ontario. All right. We already have a native Aboriginal native who's a criminal doing Winnipeg, which I consider him pretty much corrupt, just like the native people as the Indian Punjabs. So already we have two provinces that are screwed to the tit. All right. And on top of it, for the people in New Brunswick, get this, guys. So this is for everybody. Everybody. This is going out to everybody. Does anybody know the right answer? All right. Does anybody know the right answer on why the Liberal government is trying to ban social media for 16 and under people? Do you guys know the answer? Since we're interacting, I bet you guys don't know the answer. Maybe I'll get one person. Maybe I'll get one person that knows the answer, but you guys are not going to like this. Sounds like the one verse in the Bible that says foreigners will rule over us, and it's true. Yeah, it's exactly true. And I don't know if that's actually in the real Bible. Let's put it that way. I think that was rewritten. So Nancy says digital ID. Okay, but focus on that. What do you mean by digital ID? I think Nancy might get this answer. I think for control, digital ID for everyone. I think you guys are smarter than that. So yeah, so what they're going to do is they're going to make all of us, okay, all of us have and show a government photograph, all right? A government photograph to verify our age on Facebook, but they're doing it in a way to say they're doing it, because if you don't have a government issue ID, it proves that you're not 16 and higher. So anyone 17. All right. So now they have your digital ID, they have your address. They pretty much will know everything about who's behind this, behind the scenes, behind the fake accounts. All right. That's why, to track people. Has nothing to do with banning social media. Look what just happened in that country, Nepal, when they tried to ban social media from the students. Do you remember what happened in Nepal? They actually killed somebody in the political. Remember that? They stripped them down naked. They even they set it on fire. Remember that? That's what needs to happen to, and don't get me wrong, guys. I hate social media for kids, period. I'm totally for it. I wish that kids under 18 wouldn't even be associated on doing stupid TikTok videos, on wasting their time on Snapchat, wasting their time on Instagram, instead of going outside and enjoying. I'm seeing little girls out there with the video in front of them doing this stupid TikTok dance and wasting their le jeunesse in French mean their youth, to do videos and always on their damn cell phones with a passion. My son actually admitted to me today that he said, Dad, I'm getting rid of my PS4. I'm getting rid of my Xbox. I'm getting rid of my other PS4. I don't care about playing any games. He's out of his Snapchat now. He got kicked off of TikTok. He said, I really don't care about social media. And that's what I want to hear from him. Because I mean, if that's what the government's sole purpose was, then all the power. But that's not what their sole purpose is. Because even the people in New Brunswick now, with your Susan Holt, she said if the federal government doesn't go through with it, she's going to go through with it. Well, Miss Susan Holt, enjoy what you can, because I know your numbers are completely down and it's just a matter of time. And speaking about completely down, look at this beautiful woman, what she says. Remember when the natives said that if the separation tries to go, they'll do civil obedience? Well, Alberta's premier, in case you guys didn't know, she literally said, Alberta's premier says law will be there. Let's just put it that way. All right. So if these wagon burners, I guess is the best way, these freeloaders, because that's exactly what they are, freeloaders, the natives. If these freeloaders decide to do any obedience, which I know they will, police, as much as I hate you with a passion, do your job, because don't let us bring back the cowboys and Indian days, because it's not going to be good. And I know a lot of people in Alberta have got their guns and they're just waiting to pop off like you don't understand. And speaking of New Brunswick and Susan Holt, look at this, guys. That's right. If that doesn't seem, I mean, this is very alarming with the whole surgery for changing kids. That's right. Rising Tides attended a workshop of gender affirming care. Gender affirming care. New Brunswick is the dumbest province in all of Canada when it comes to liberal mentality, liberalism. It's a mental illness. I hate New Brunswick liberals more than I hate Canadian liberals. New Brunswick liberals, they all need to go. I'm just waiting for the vaccines to kick in. There's some conservatives that are vaccinated, so I'm hoping God stays with you guys. But at this point, you can guarantee that liberal voters are demons. That's 100%. They're demons at this point, right? They believe in the gay pride. They believe in the gay month. They believe in the gay summer. They believe in transgenderism. They believe in what you just seen, given blockers, puberty blockers to kids to change gender. This is all the work of the devil. I don't care what anybody says that tries to argue with you. This has everything to do with the devil and Moloch and Baphomet and all of them. All right. because we all know, and if you don't know, the demons actually use pronouns. I know I've said that a few times. Now you guys know. And speaking of demons, look at this one in the States for the guy that just got beheaded. Apparently, this is an American rapper singing. Singer Alicia Banks posted this about the guy that almost got decapitated by his head the other day in Ireland. Why they're doing all that shit. This mother blank is so ugly. I think the Sudanese guy did him a favor. Wow, this mother blank is ugly. Absolute vile retard. Can you believe she put this? I at first I thought it was like a chat GPT. GPT. I thought it was fake, but no, she actually said this. So now you got all these demons like her that are demonizing the blacks against the whites with the whole Carmela Anthony trial that got 35 years. Now you're seeing a lot of shit happening in the United States with people, the Africans, the African Americans, which again, if you want to make America great again, guys, I've said it on my TikTok video, get rid of all the African Americans, get rid of all the Africans, get rid of all the Somalians, keep the Mexicans because they're good people. Not all of them, not the gang ones. Get rid of those people, the ones with tattoos on their face. Keep the Spanish people. They're hardworking people. Get rid of the Africans, the African Americans, the Somalians, the Muslims. If you really want to make America, or in this case, North America, great again, get rid of those people, okay? And you'll see the crime rate go down, the poverty will go down, the welfare system will actually function proper, the food banks will be no longer there, the school system will be a lot better, the black on black with the shootings will go down. I don't recall any white people shooting up neighborhoods. I don't know. Maybe it's just, oh, Jeff, well, they're shooting schools. No, white people don't shoot schools. It's the transgender liberal Democrats that shoot people. Yes, they're white, but they're also Democrats and they're transgender. So I don't consider them white. I consider them mentally unstable, right? Sorry, that's the truth. But those are the people that are doing the damage in the shooting of the schools, are people with mental illnesses that don't know if they're a boy or a girl or a refrigerator or if they're an animal, a dog or a cat. But if you really want to make North America great again, get rid of them. That's how it will start. But it's going to be a very hot summer, not just talking about temperature, but what the false flags they're doing. And they're starting it in the United States as we speak right now with that Carmela bullshit. That kid's lucky. I hope the boys in prison do a number on him, but I want you guys to see this too. All right. Check this out if you don't think Satan's not around the world, because if you follow James Franco, which I hope none of you do, here's another celebrity. Take a look at this, guys.
Have you guys seen the extremely strange videos that James Franco is making right now? Like, this reminds me of when... Well, it reminds me of when Tom Hanks is sitting there with Oprah and there's a clock in the background with the hot dogs and hamburgers on it. Like, just super weird stuff. Listen to this. Okay, so I had to watch this twice. I still don't know what he means, and I don't know what's with the tape and the Bruce... What does that say? Bruce Rowe? Anyway, just listen. It gets weird. I'm going to hold this mic up here.
Hey, guys. This is James Franco. Me, really James Franco. I'm here at my house. I'm not promoting anything, okay? I'm making this account because some serious shit's going on, okay?
Says some serious shit's going on?
Look, here.
And then he writes down, look, he writes down like his email.
It's me, not AI, not anything, okay? Could AI James do this? No, could not write this.
2319. Now here's where it gets weird. In Monsters Inc., 2319, which is what that number was, 2319 is the emergency code shouted whenever a monster makes contact with a human and brings a human object into the monster world. So honestly, this is a bit too far out for me to even really wrap my head around. Just some more weird stuff from super famous celebrities. I don't know if maybe something cracked and all of a sudden he's trying to spill the beans about stuff. Your guess is as good as mine. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
Yeah, he didn't look too happy. He looked very scared. I couldn't read into that. Maybe if I dived in it to a little bit more, what his shirt means. That just brings up the past of what Ellen DeGeneres did, what Tom Hanks did, what Oprah did. What's his name there? Not Spacey. He act with what's his name? Carey, not Drew Carey. Little skinny one. Dana Carvey. Anyway, he's an actor, and he's in one of my videos of my intro when he's telling everybody that Donald Trump is out there and everyone better be scared on Hollywood. I can't believe I forgot his name, but anyway, they're all doing this. Just to let you know. No, it's not Jim Carrey or anything like that. Jim Carrey was another one that did his thing with the whole, remember that on the late night show, and also Jim Carrey that went way off. It's not Jim Carrey, guys. It's a little skinny guy. I'm trying to think. David, his first name's David. Carney, David, Carey, David. You know what I'm talking about? David's skinny little. Can't remember his name. See, Debbie knows who I'm talking about. Yeah. David Spade. Thank you, Nancy. David Spade. Yes. Thank you. No, David Spade. That's what it was. I believe because they're trying to break up the family, so the kids that don't get social media will be angry with the parents. That's a good analogy too, Lisa, but I don't think it's got anything to do with that. It could be a rebel against the parents. Yeah, that could be another platform of, how they'll have, okay, this is the whole get rid of social media, and this is what's going to happen after, like little branches of this is the reaction that's going to do. This is another branch of what it's going to do. You know what I mean? Another little branch of the reactions that it's going to do, and it trickles down. So that could be it too. All right, that could be something too, but that's just going to be a reaction of what the kid's going to do, and it's going to cause a lot, again, chaos and conflict throughout Canada. I like this guy. There's a couple guys. I like this guy. This guy's pretty cool. But check this out.
Okay, wait until you hear what Trump just said about light bulbs, which, by the way, is a rabbit hole. Like, there's all kinds of rabbit holes, the fluoride, the GMO rabbit hole. There's all the light bulb. I don't know if you're going to call it a conspiracy, is a thing. It's shocking. It's about lighting. It's about our homes. It's about our eyeballs. It's about our hormones. It's about artificial lights. Listen to this, and we got to discuss.
But number two, it's many times more expensive than that old incandescent bulb that worked very well. And very importantly, I don't know if you know this, they have warnings. If it breaks, it's considered a hazardous waste site.
He's talking about CFL.
It's gases inside. And read what they say. If it breaks, bring it to your local whatever, have it wrapped, have it what are we doing?
The bulb he's talking about is CFL, compact fluorescent. And inside of it is mercury vapor. And you're supposed to evacuate the premises, open all the doors and windows to your house, air it out. You're not supposed to breathe that stuff in. I remember breaking those as a kid and just shoveling it up, sweeping it up, putting it in the garbage in my room and leaving it there. But it's considered a hazardous, totally toxic waste thing. So how is that greener? And let me ask you this, than incandescent bulbs. And don't you know about the 100-year, they call it the century bulb? Somewhere in California, there's a light bulb that's been going for over 100 years now, but apparently the light bulb manufacturers made a bill or a law where your light bulb can't last more than 1,000 hours because you'd never have to buy a new bulb again, dude. Planned obsolescence. Is that crazy or what? So I went and got on Facebook Marketplace a ton, a lifetime supply, which isn't too many, of incandescent bulbs, and I recommend you do the same, except aren't they banned in Europe now? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff for using those kind of lights around the house, light bulbs. I've changed already all the light bulbs a long time ago. We don't do the whole. We stick with the old stuff, I guess you could say, what we used to use back in the day. I found them at the dollar store, which I will never go back using the other LED lights or anything associated with that, because it does disrupt your hormone system. because you don't see it, but it is literally flashing like this. And no, I'm not having a seizure, guys. You can't see it, but it's doing it like 100,000 times or 1,000,000 times per minute. You just don't see it, but it affects the psyche in the body and causes depression, anxiety, just to let you know. So if you have any of those bulbs around your house, get rid of them. Get back to the old scoop, the old stuff. Dollar store, they sell for $1.49 for 2 of them. Get it back to the old incandescent lights, and you'll thank me for your future, guys, because I've done that. It's been a while now, and I will never change them back. Anyway, that will be it for tonight, for Thursday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm burnt to the you don't understand, my back is burnt, but I love summer. Thank God for climate change, right, guys? But anyway, have a great weekend. Thank you for coming out, guys. And I hope you guys learned a lot, especially with the June 666. For the next person that tries to shove that Pride Month down your throat, you tell them, you hit them with that 666 and see what they say. And they'll be, oh, that's a conspiracy. Is it? 666? What's so conspiracy about it? So anyway, even that little kid knew about it. Anyway, love you guys all. Have a great night. And like Don Cherry says, you people hold that line. Stay positive. We are being invaded by locusts, aka Muslims, aka Africans, and this is on purpose. Stand up, speak out, and don't associate with people that agree with it, because they're just ruining the country. Pretty much give them the good old throat punch. Take the cell charge, but at least speak up for your country. If not, there ain't going to be a country. It's going to be a third world shithole. And that's why I'm banned from Facebook, because I use the word shithole, not even spelling shit the proper way. SH exclamation T hole, shithole. Imagine that. And they just banned me again for another 7 days after that. So I'm banned till July 9th from a post back in May 19th or something. Again, talking about Muslims, which I don't care. So I'm banned till July the 9th. So they're really going hard on that Jeff Freedom account, just to let you guys know. So I've told you, add me to Freedom Jeff and add me to the Canadian Dawn on YouTube. Freedom Jeff in the Canadian Dawn. Because once the Jeff Freedom, that's done. And once the Freedom Jeff's gone, that's it for Facebook for me. And the way they're going, guys, it probably both accounts will be gone by this year. And then it's going to be YouTube, and I'm sticking with YouTube. And that's it. That's all. All right. Love you guys all. Take care and have a great weekend.
Miss out. Bringing you the real truth, exposed. The Canadian Dawn is digging deeper, asking what others won't, and broadcasting it uncensored. For real. Join the conversation live with facts you can see and voices you can trust. Subscribe today.